everyone, and welcome. I'm Jenny Harkleroad, and I serve as the Assistant Vice President for Career Services within the Division of Student Success here at Loyola Chicago. I'm so excited to introduce you to Career Services. Families play a huge role in students' career success, so I hope this serves not just as an overview of what we do, but how we can partner with you and your student. At Loyola Career Services, we have one goal, and that is career readiness for every student. We frame that pathway to career readiness around four core milestones: exploration, students beginning to discover interests, strengths, values, possible career pathways; connections, helping them form relationships with alumni, employers, campus partners, mentors throughout their career community; validation, which is trying things on for size, gaining more exposure to the world of work, seeing what might be possible through internships, research, job, service learning; and finally, preparation. When a student decides where it is they want to go, we want to make sure that they feel as prepared as possible to get there. Now, we know that students may move through these milestones at different paces, and that's perfectly okay. The important thing for us is that students start this process early and engage with us as often as possible. So a little bit more about career services. We serve all students regardless of degree, level, or academic discipline. Our office provides guidance to students on pre-professional pathways like pre-health, pre-med, and pre-law. We also support all on-campus employment. And our staff of about 26 professionals works across both the Water Tower as well as the Lakeshore campus in order to do this work. One of the primary ways that we support students and center all of our services is through our career communities. These aren't tied to any one specific major, but they rather represent the various industry interests that our students are likely to go into after they graduate. Students are encouraged to join career communities from the minute that they arrive at Loyola, and career community advisors, who are our dedicated professional staff, lead each one of these career communities. By joining a career community, students will have the opportunity to connect with other students who share some of their same career interests and aspirations, and they'll also receive regular and tailored guidance from their career community advisor, helping them to get to where they want to go next. We know that career readiness works best when an entire campus is engaged and championing our students' career aspirations. And we really want to strive to create an ecosystem where this works and where many folks are engaged in students' career community. While we know we do great work at Career Services, we also know we cannot do this work alone. And so we really strive to create a full ecosystem of career and campus champions for our students. Some of the ways that this shows up is through embedded curriculum, like in the Univ 101 class that all first year students take, um, through student organizations and mentorship of the students that might have had some success before them, through other career courses that are offered within career services and outside of career services, and of course through faculty and other campus partners. We know many families have a lot of questions about what it might be like to be on the pre-health, pre-med, or pre-law track. So a little bit more about the way that Career Services supports those students specifically. We have dedicated orientations that first and second year students are especially encouraged to attend. These are small orientations that are led by our dedicated career peers as well as our career community advisors. It's a great chance for students to connect with other students who might be on the same pathway as them, learn a little bit more about what that academic and outside of the classroom track looks like, and really serve as a launch point for their long-term success. As I mentioned, we also have wonderful career peers who support these efforts. We offer two dedicated classes, a Univ 224, which is around applying to law school, and another class, Univ 102, specifically for students who want to explore various health professions. Lots and lots of dedicated resources that are for students who have some really specific questions about what this pathway looks like. And again, some additional support around drop-in advising, panels, community building, and so much more. I want to call out a few of the important tools and resources that students are likely to utilize during their time at Loyola and really help to augment the work that our professional staff is doing. The first of these is a tool called Handshake. Handshake is the central career management platform that all Loyola students have access to. This is really one-stop shopping for everything from scheduling time to connect with a career community advisor to browsing tens of thousands of jobs and internships, as well as student employment opportunities. This is the place where students are going to be able to see upcoming events and career fairs and really have a central landing spot for all of their career interests. The second of these tools is called Loyola Linked, and this is really a special tool specifically for Loyola alumni as well as current Loyola students to connect with one another. Think of it as a LinkedIn specifically for the Loyola community. All students, again, have access to this from the minute that they arrive here at Loyola, and it's a great way for students to be able to identify alumni that might have found some career success in a shared major or field and ask them questions and connect and learn a little bit more about what that career pathway looks like. We also have two other tools that students will be introduced to in their first year. Big Interview and Big Resume are dedicated tools for students to gain great instant feedback on their application materials like their resume and to practice interviews of all shapes and sizes. There are dozens and dozens of different interview practice kits that are part of the Big Interview platform. So whether you're doing an interview for the very, very first time or preparing for a complicated technical interview or getting ready to interview as a aspiring medical school student, there are interview modules for students to be able to browse. And finally, there's a tool called Pathway U that all students have access to and get introduced to it during their Univ 101 class. Pathway U is really an opportunity for students to explore through a series of reflective questions, their interests, their values, their workplace preferences, and then begin to make connections between how those interests, skills, and values align with both career pathways as well as the different academic majors present at Loyola. I want to share a little bit more about the work that we do with our employer partners. Our dedicated employer relations team works to build meaningful relationships with hiring organizations throughout the year. Some examples of the types of things that we do with our employer partners include our career tours program. This is an opportunity for students to take an on-site field trip to an organization that they might be interested in working at and learn a little bit more about what a true day in the life looks like. We also, in addition to visiting employers, also bring employers to campus, and we do that through programs like our career chats and recruiter in residence. This is a great opportunity for students to sit one-on-one alongside an employer or a recent alum, and again, learn a little bit more about what they can expect from a hiring process or what a job might look like in real life. And finally, as I mentioned, we also have Loyola Linked, a wonderful tool for students to be able to connect to current Loyola alumni who may be working in their field of interest. Throughout the year, we also bring these employers to campus in approximately a dozen industry-specific career fairs. And this is a sampling of what a year typically looks like for the various career fairs that we offer to Loyola students in the Loyola community. One of the reasons why we choose to center these in an industry-specific way is because it keeps the fairs really right-sized for the employers and the students that are attending them. We know that it can be a really overwhelming experience to walk into a cavernous ballroom and see rows and rows and rows of tables, especially if you're a student who's still exploring or just getting started in finding opportunities. So this industry-specific approach really helps for employers and students to connect and match. Is a key internal employer for hundreds, if not thousands, of on-campus jobs. More than 450 campus offices and 30 community-based partners offer roles that provide meaningful experiences to our students, help fit around their academic schedules, allow students to contribute to campus life, and all positions, both work study as well as non-work study, are posted in Handshake, which makes this process really transparent and accessible. We oftentimes hear from both students as well as their families that they know that they're supposed to visit career services, but aren't really sure what it is that is supposed to happen there, or maybe why they should visit career services, particularly in their first year. So here are a few of the reasons that we often hear from students in terms of what was helpful to them about their conversation with one of our career advisors. Oftentimes, this starts from a place of exploration or a little bit of uncertainty, not sure where to get started or wondering what you might be able to do with a certain major or how majors tie to specific career pathways. So we are always happy to have those types of early career conversations with students. We also know that students oftentimes have questions around landing a position on campus. So we just talked about student employment and some of the different ways that we support that. So we're always happy to help work with students to put together application materials and get advice on how to strategically approach finding and landing a job on campus. We also know that students have a lot of questions about a particular post-graduation plan, be it graduate school or employment, but aren't totally sure about what that pathway looks like to get there. And so we're always happy to sit with students and formulate a pathway to make sure that they're achieving their career goals after they graduate Loyola. We also know that students have a lot of questions about the current state of the marketplace. How long should a resume be? What do I put in a cover letter? What is it that employers are looking for when they're screening candidates? All of those are really valid and important conversations that we have with students on a regular basis at Loyola Career Services. I hope this has served as a helpful overview of Loyola Career Services and some of the work that we do with students. You can find us at both the Lakeshore as well as the Water Tower campus, and we also are always happy to connect with students virtually as well. If you want to know a little bit more about what we're up to, give us a follow on our Instagram page and check out our website, luc.edu/career for more information.